My name is Pål. I have for a long time been interested in computer science. I'm trying to optimizing more or less everything. And I have a passion for sports. And I was told to come here, and I asked, okay, what do you want to hear? And I was told, you should tell everyone how we can win the World Cup in soccer using Norwegian sports technology. So having that in mind, we have worked with sports for a long time. And we have 3 different kind of systems. We have what we are called Forzasys, which is a system for immediate video feedback. There's a lot of systems out there trying to analyze the game, but they're post-game. People like Ståle Solbakken had 22 persons standing on the roof of the stadium analyzing every player. And 2 days afterward, he got an 89-page report. We have a system that we monitor the performances and the workloads of the players, called PMCs. And that's what the national team is using today. Maybe not that nice to talk about that today, since we lost yesterday, but they're using it. And then we have a final system, which you can see outside, which is how we try to engage the supporters. Okay, so when we analyzed Per-Mathias Høgmo in Tromsø for about 4 years ago, that was the picture we saw. They're using pen and paper. Someone else talked about pen and paper earlier today, but this is how they work. They have a lot of nice systems, but it's only after the game. And looking at a picture like that, where you can give immediate feedback to the players. You're standing like this, you should stand like that. Or you're standing here instead of here. You can't remember that when you go into the locker room after the game or the practice session. So we made this kind of system where we have online cameras all the time. And they're not controlled by a remote operated. The trainer is using a device he's always carrying around. At least the ones in Tromsø and at Oslo Stadium, their phone. So they are standing there and just try to tag something. And the idea is that instead of having to transfer the data manually from a SIM card or an HD card or whatever, you get the immediate feedback on your phone. Or as you can do on Tromsø or at Alfheim, you can immediately throw it out on the big screen. So we have these camera arrays covering different parts of the field. And then using some kind of algorithm, stitching these kind of images together, avoiding all the moving parts, you get an image like this. And in total, you get a panorama video. Now then, based on the list of the tags that you have made on your phone, you can actually play it out immediately, either on your phone or on whatever kind of device. And you have different choices. Having a video like this gives you a full perspective. But sometimes you would like to zoom in, pan, zoom, and tilt, meaning that you would like something that you can present on a TV screen like the TV cameras. And we are then able to generate an arbitrary number of virtual cameras based on these 5 cameras that we have here. Meaning that we can correct this perspective, correct these curved lines in the picture, and generate a panorama video using some algorithms extracting the pixels we need for a perspective virtual view. It's currently in use. Unfortunately, they didn't have it in Rome yesterday, but they have it on Oslo. So of course, this helps them winning against Malta. And you can control the camera as you want. And for example, in Tromsø, where you have technology for following the players, having sensors on their back, you can actually generate, for example, 22 virtual cameras live from these 5 cameras, following 1 player each, or the referee to point out all the mistakes he makes. And then, of course, another important thing is avoiding injuries, avoiding overuse. And in that case, they're also using pen and paper. And again, what the players need is something that is fast. Because providing every player, every athlete with a pen and paper in the locker room after the session is hopeless. So again, we went to the mobile phone, you're having a couple of surveys indicating the load you perceived. And then you can have a coach page where you can report and have reports generated automatically. Meaning that you can avoid injuries because you can see trends. And behind this, you have a lot of algorithms with respect to the team itself and the players themselves. Meaning that you can have machine learning in order to prevent and predict injuries. So in this case, you have a player that has been quite stressed, and he's flagged red. And in total, you have a red flag, meaning that you might have a probability of an injury. So if you would like to know more how Per-Mathias Høgmo is going to bring us to the World Cup in 2 years, come and visit us on the stand over there. Thank you.
So I looked at the teams, and they're all Norwegian.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans for partnering with one of the foreign teams in England or Sweden?
Well, yeah, of course. But we haven't really reached out to these kind of markets yet. So we, up until now, we have more or less been researching and trying to find out how to use these kind of systems, or what kind of impact they will have. And now we are trying to go into the market.
What will your business model be?
Depending on which kind of system you're talking about.
Okay.
These two are probably going to be licenses that you buy. The first one will also include a camera and a machine. And then you have a backend where you have video players on the big screen, on the phone, on the TV that you can have in the locker room. And this one is probably going to be something like Spotify, because that's Spotify for video events like soccer. So generate your playlist and share with everyone else.
And how is this different from what is being used in basketball and tennis today?
It's pretty similar.
Yeah.
It is.
Thank you.
Thank you.